Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, where last time we discovered the true foe, the true name of the villain that has caused the tears in the sky, and that is Corypheus, the mage who walked into the Gold City and desecrated it so long ago, causing the blights to occur in the first place. And now he's here to have vengeance against the gods, to yell at sky, to yell at clouds. For now, though, we have moved to our new base of operations, a place called Skyhold, like I mentioned before. We are protecting the sky, so we are in Skyhold. Solus led us here. We don't know at the moment why or how Solus knew of this place, but it definitely is a bit of a fixer-upper. I'm sure it'll look more and more improved as we go on in the game. But for now, let's take a tour of the place. Wander about its neglected halls. Look at its pointy chair. Did this game come out before Game of Thrones? Was it doing the pointy chair thing before, like, Game of Thrones showed how they can just show an entire chair made out of swords? Let's see, what's in the Undercroft?
Now, what did they make down here, and what can I make?
Oh yeah, and I also have tons of inventory that I need to get rid of. I probably should have done that first last time. One second, I'm going to outfit all of my characters first before I move on. Alright, I've equipped everybody. I actually got, I picked up so much stuff in the last sections, but I don't think I got that much out of it.
Serve the Lord who loaded his
And then let's unload our inventory. The Tactician's Renewal. What is that? Respectabilities. Respectabilities. Not bad. All right. All right. Our inventory has been cleaned out after being full for so long. Harriet, who are you?
I've walked away from too many burning buildings.
I mean, I saved your life, I think.
This place, though, it'll be all right. It's Inquisitor now, isn't it? That'll take some getting used to.
You think it's strange to say. It's stranger to hear.
Don't let it go to your head. We need you level.
Oh,
Everyone
thanks.
has got a big, hard reason to hate Corypheus, and we already did, but we didn't have a name. You're the surprise, not him.
How are the new facilities?
How is this place shaping up as a forge?
Better than Haven ever could be. Not the way I wanted an upgrade, but ever forward.
Have you any thoughts about the people we lost at Haven?
Flissa. So sad. Too young.
Oh yes, Flissa. We knew her so well.
You gave us the
Or him. I don't know who that is. I'm sure everything's
I'll be back
functional.
later.
I'll be here.
This special shipments box. Oh. I was gonna say, it's always empty. Now it has stuff. Alright. Yeah, Skyhold customization, so we can modify this castle. Use the workbench in Skyhold's Undercroft to plan out the design of the castle. Change the centerpiece in the Inquisitor's quarters. We only have one. Oh no, we have 2 more beds unlocked. No, we're not going to attach naked troll men to pull upon my bed. No thank you. Drapery. I'm guessing those are like DLC things. And that we unlock more. Oh, hold on. Wait, what? Sure, why not that one? The throne! The Dragon Maw. No. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to unlock more cosmetics to make this place all fancy. For now, though, I suppose let's look for the war room, find the other characters, see what they're up to, see how they're appreciating the new digs. There is nothing through that door. What is the point of this little vestibule? Ah, Josephine.
I've made some inquiries into the Imperial Court. The sooner we deal with the threats to the Empress, the better. The political situation in the Empire is dangerously unstable. It will complicate matters.
Everything in the Empire complicates matters. It's the Orlesian national pastime.
Turn your nose up at the grand game if you like, Commander, but we play for the highest stakes, and to the death.
The Court's disapproval can be as great a threat as the Venatori. We must be vigilant to avert disaster.
Don't worry, Josephine. We'll protect the Empress no matter what.
I pray you're right. If your vision of the future comes to pass, the death of the Empress heralds the destruction of everything. Orlais holds Tevinter at bay. All of Tedas could be lost if the Empire falls to Corypheus. Celine is holding peace talks under the auspices of a grand masquerade. Every power in Orlais will be there. It's the perfect place for an assassin to hide.
The Orlais section is possibly one of my favorite parts of this game. So it'll be nice to experience that again and see if it still stands up.
A grand masquerade? I need to go shopping.
We don't have enough sway with the court to arrange an invitation. Perhaps a few more alliances.
Or soldiers.
We need a greater presence in Orlais. And soon.
It's very convenient for Cullen and Layla to just show up and then leave. Josephine!
Inquisitor, I was just inspecting our new headquarters. Foundation cracks, nesting animals, and miles from any centers of civilization.
Yeah, it's not exactly
Must
the
make it
happening
presentable
place.
if we're to receive any visitors of distinction.
It certainly wouldn't do for the Inquisition to appear overly shabby.
We've only just now convinced everyone we are precisely what Thedas requires. The mages are showing great trust in you. They need to feel safe here.
Do you not feel safe here?
I've had difficulty forgetting Corypheus' attack on Haven. Do you know who first leapt to arms? Our workers. They were so proud of our cause. Corypheus simply cut them down.
Josephine, you don't have to keep writing while you're delivering this emotional speech.
We lost far too many good people to that monster.
I'm sure they'll find rest with the Maker. Well, before I return to my duties, allow me to congratulate you on your appointment as Inquisitor, my lady. I will now bring diplomatic issues to your attention, and I'm more than happy to help with any situations that arise.
Would you care to go for a stroll?
I'm loath to part from such pleasant company. Would you care to walk the castle with me?
Oh, well, a tour then? Let me fetch the steward.
No.
Isn't precisely what I was hoping for.
Well, do let me know if you change your mind. Now I must find someone to prepare the guest quarters.
That is probably what I would have expected from Josephine, to be like, oh, this is a terrible attempt at flirting. I will consider it an actual question that needs to be taken care of. Oh, War Council. Let's make that our last stop. Or first stop? First stop, actually. Let's make that our first stop, because that way we can send people out on missions. And then return to the wandering about the place. Yeah, since there's a lot to do now. Investigate the western approach. That requires 8 power.
It's cold in here, don't you think?
We are in the mountains.
There's literally snow in the building. Blood Lotus and Dawn Lotus are both found in the fallow mire. The area is also known for summer stone and blue vitriol. Now that the Inquisition has established a camp in the region, they could instruct the men to seek out these resources and send anything they find to Skyhold. Let our forces collect whatever they can, where it's safe. Makes sense. You don't need to give your life for Blood Lotus and Dawn Lotus. I wonder if that's a, repeatable quest. Fiona, we got word. Let's see, everybody requires the same amount of time. To everyone we could, but some cells were too remote to reach. We'll need the Inquisition.
The Marquis and the Dowager.
Wonder of wonders. Perhaps they can be useful to us after all.
We'll need the Inquisition to contact them, at least to let them know the Templars are gone. They are gone, right? Right? Sketch. I can send a few agents with a mage from Redcliffe to persuade these cells. They're likely afraid to come out of hiding. I can send a few non-Templar soldiers to protect the mages on their way here. I'll go with Liliana's plan.
What we have.
Well, that settles it. Let's see. Oh, that's the Josephine quest. Disaster in the Deep Roads. I've secured promises from several noble families. They have agreed to provide personal guards and other resources to the cause. We have played our part in closing the rifts. The nobles will now see the safety of those living on their lands. We found what we were looking for, an ancient vault all but buried in the thick vegetation at the heart of the island, no doubt untouched for over 1,000 years. The effort to open the vault without setting off the traps was considerable, and what we found within was interesting. According to an agent named Ryan, this was the retreat of one of the last of Andraste's disciples, a guardian who fled some manner of attack on the site of the sacred ashes. He expected reinforcement by other disciples who never arrived. Whatever texts the man thought to preserve have mostly crumbled, but we recovered a number of other artifacts from the site. It is a significant find that will undoubtedly prove of great interest to Chantry scholars, even if it will take them years to sort through all the debris. Let's see. Skyhold has incredible potential for rune crafting and mastercraft smithing, if only we had a gifted mind to gain full benefit. The war and the Venatore have claimed many experts. We have located an arcanist with great skill and reputation for humbling first enchanters in both Andrastian and Imperial circles. 2 assassination attempts and at least 1 explosion have made landholders reluctant to allow her passage through their territory. It will take significant effort to bring her from Tanterville, but this arcanist would be invaluable to the Inquisition. The arcanist has been secured! Wow, amazing! That was so difficult. Oh, geez. Despite the great cost and the concern of more than a few traditional-minded mages, she awaits a meeting with the Inquisitor in the Undercroft. That was fast. Dallin. I would not trouble you normally. You have enough on your shoulders, fighting ancient Tevinter magisters, while representing your people. Unfortunately, the rifts that plague this land have spread chaos and fear along with them, and many seek to take advantage of it. Bandits are attacking Clan Levelin. The raiders are well armed and heavily armored, and they come in numbers our hunters cannot match. We had settled in a small unclaimed valley not far from Wycombe, a safe place with few rifts, but these bandits may force us to seek a new home. If your Inquisition can help, you might save our clan much hardship. Dareth Shiral, Keeper, Istimathoriel Levelan.
All right.
Cullen can take care of that. Good job, everybody. And break. Alright, I guess let's go talk to the Arcanist that we just hired onto the team. Why are there so many doors? Who installed... Oh. And we leveled up. Fancy. What was I trying to get to? Oh, hold on. Okay, it looked like I have more abilities than I thought, but it just loops. Okay. Was it this one I'm trying to get to? I think so. Alright, back to the Undercross. Oh wait, actually, hold on. What was that special item hidden? The wearer of the belt gains a moderate boost to attack speed when below 50% health. Wow. Amazing.
Inquisitor?
The Arcanist has arrived.
Oh, Arcanist, not Arcanist. Arcanist.
Hello there.
Oh, hello.
Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
You're the magical advisor?
Oh, you're her. The Inquisitor. I'm Dagna. Arcanist Dagna. It's an honor, your worship. Is that it? The hand anchor mark? It's pretty.
It's worth noting that the,
In a destroy everything sort of way.
that since the magic advisor is a dwarf, dwarves cannot use magic in this universe.
I welcome you to the Inquisition and look forward to your contribution.
Me too. I've heard some impossible things. I love impossible things. Those are the best to make, well, possible. I've looked at Harris devices. Precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking. No disrespect meant to the classical trades, but you need a new perspective. I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
Almost safely. Oh. What are your skills?
What is it you do, exactly?
I was born to the forge. That's literal in the Smithcast. So the hammer and tong, that's like a heartbeat. But you've a man for that already, and a good one. I'm here because of my passion for magic. Magical study, magical theory,
Enchantment?
With the manipulation of masterworks. I studied it all with an objective eye. No secrets, no fears. That lets me apply principles like no other. Maybe one other, but I don't have that wonky of a mind, so I still kind of win.
You can make masterworks.
You have the ability to make exceptional weapons and armor. Masterworks?
There's an art to the forge, as well as enchanting. You need an ear for it. And hands. Eyes, too. Nothing bad to say about Herod on that front. He's wonderful. But there's this little more needed. With the right bits, an edge can be more than an edge. Armor can do more than protect. A hue can be just a bit brighter. In short, smithing can be more. In short.
Tell me about enchanting.
What's the story with enchanting?
Delirium is the heart. In certain rational patterns, it beats like something alive. That's how I see it. So, a mage can make your weapons do things, but with the right runes, the right rarities, your toys become wonders. It's the one thing mages can't do. Drives them mad. Literally. Dwarves are resistant, so it doesn't affect us. Mostly.
Another time, Dagna.
Of course. Bring me what you want made, and I'll make sure it goes just right.
Do I talk to you to have it made? Let's see, upgrade potions, equip potions. Can I upgrade any potions yet? Can I upgrade this yet? I do not have enough Embrium. Skyhold customization. Let's take a look. There's Masterwork Waveblade. Do I have the materials for that? It looks like I do. How about some onyx or some obsidian? And then some iron. And then some blue... No. Some more iron? No. Some blue vitriol. And we'll rename it... We'll rename this masterwork Pizza Cutter. Now, how does one enchant? Do I have to talk to you to enchant? Also, is this better than what Cassandra is currently using? I think it is. That is significantly better than what she's currently using. You can have the pizza cutter.
Mind your step for things, Inquisitor.
Dagna, show me what you can do.
Do you want fire? The first ask is always fire. It's fire, isn't it? Here's how it goes. Bring me the rare stuff for enchanting or masterworks and prep it here, just like normal. Except it's not normal. It's manipulation of primal forces. And I'll make sure it goes just right. You'll see. Let's see together.
Alright, I don't think we have the necessary resources to enchant anything. So let us leave this Undercroft, go to the main hall, find the other people. Maybe we'll actually leave Skyhold today. But we still need to get more power, which means that we're going to need to explore the various wildernesses. Oh, Solus.
This place. So much room for whatever was here.
Hello.
I need to know more about Corypheus.
We spoke of this on our travels to Skyhold. What more can I tell you?
I already told you about this during our montage where nobody...
You've given me good counsel before. I could use some now.
My apologies, Inquisitor. My poor manners shame me. I claim no secret wisdom, but I will guess as best I can.
Tell me about his orb. I need to ponder his orb.
I would like to know more about the orb he carries.
As I said, that must be the means by which he created the breach. I suspect the blast that destroyed the Conclave was more accident than anything. The result of unlocking power that had sought release for ages. What I cannot understand is how he managed to survive such an explosion.
You said that you believed the orb is elven.
I never would have believed a Devinter mage could unlock such a powerful relic. It clearly enhances his abilities, giving him access to power he should never have known.
Like the power to control the archdemon.
Indirectly, one assumes. Nothing in any law connects my people to the old god dragons who became archdemons.
What will he do next?
What do you think Corypheus will do next?
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. It spoiled his glorious victory. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. He must continue on his course or show weakness. He will return to his plans to throw Ole into chaos, and then conquer it for Devinter.
You're sure that's what he'll do?
As certain as is possible. Assuming I can plausibly predict a man who seeks to rise to godhood.
And can you?
The key is understanding this. No real god need prove himself. Anyone who tries is mad or lying. His deception will undo him, as it has done countless fools before.
What is his power base? What is his power level?
What can you tell me about the source of Corypheus's power?
According to the law, the ancient magistars of Devinter received guidance from the old gods. Corypheus commands a false archdemon, a corrupted old god. This suggests he no longer sees himself as their minion. Some of his unique power comes from the corruption of the blight. The rest may come from the orb he carries.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
You're an apostate, yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate.
I believe you also framed
I
that
just wanted to know more about
in
you.
the same light.
I'm sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
Why study the Fade?
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
Did spirits try to tempt you?
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
Two reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it.
And if you never leave the place that you're in, you will only stay within that reflection.
The Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interested.
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If Corypheus destroyed the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
Ah.
Inquisitor, that is why I joined, not why I stayed.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train to flick a dagger or an arrow to its target. The grace with which you move is a pleasing side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
You like my side benefits.
So you're suggesting I'm graceful?
No. I am declaring it was not a subject for debate.
Where have you studied?
You said you traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, and you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers.
Because then you can essentially see the city as it once was.
Veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Kaelin's forces.
Well,
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting.
I mean, we've
to
already
really
seen it since we've played Dragon Age
In the
Origins.
Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Kaelin fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
So it's almost as if the Fade is like an interpretation of real life.
They are all real.
Like, it does not present you what happened, it presents you the emotional toll of what happened.
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
I'm impressed that you could become friends with spirits.
Anyone who can dream has the potential. Few ever try. My friends comforted me in grief and shared my joy. Yet, because they exist without form, as we understand it, the Chantry declares that spirits are not truly people. Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
Yes, he is defined entirely by his chest hair.
You have an interesting way of looking at the world, Solus.
I try. And that isn't quite an answer.
That
I
isn't
recall
quite an
that you
answer.
make new friends.
That should be... well,
That isn't quite an answer either. We'll talk later.
goodbye.
Alright, now that we're done hitting on Solus, let's see who else we can find. Maybe... I was gonna say maybe up that ladder, but that ladder goes to absolutely nothing. Goes to 0. Ah, Dorian. Do you have a portrait around here? Is that how your mustache stays so
Brilliant, isn't it?
impeccable?
One moment you're trying to restore order in a world gone mad. That should be enough for anyone to handle, yes? Then, out of nowhere, an archdemon appears and kicks you in the head. What? You thought this would be easy? No, I was just hoping you wouldn't crush our village like an anthill. Sorry about that. Archdemons like to crush, you know. Can't be helped. Am I speaking too quickly for you?
I was distracted. That's all.
Distracted? By my wit and charm? I have plenty of both.
How interesting to find someone so aware of his strengths.
I'm a man of many talents. What do you
I'm
say?
pretty awesome, aren't
I
I?
always assumed the elder one behind the Venatori was a Magister. But this...
I mean, technically he's correct, but still.
In Tevinter, they say the Chantry's tales of Magisters starting the Blight are just that. Tales. But here we are. One of those very Magisters. A dark spawn.
Who does the Imperium say started the Blight?
You know how it is. Not us. They say Darkspawn were always there. Magisters and the Blight aren't even related. Is that a surprise? No one wants to admit they shit the bed. But if Corypheus is one of the Magisters who entered
shit
Black
was
City
always
and is
there.
Darkspawn, what other explanation is there?
Why does that make you angry?
Because the Imperium is my home. I knew what I was taught couldn't be the whole truth, but I assumed there had to be a kernel of it, somewhere. But no, it was us all along. We destroyed the world.
You didn't do anything. Those men did. 1,000 years ago.
True, except that one of them is up and walking around right now. Not to mention I have idiot countrymen who would happily follow him down that path again. No one will thank me whatever happens. No one will thank you either. You know that, yes?
We don't know what will happen. Nobody does.
An optimist! Such a rare breed. I've stumbled upon a unicorn. All I know is this. Corypheus needs to be stopped.
I agree.
Men like him ruined my homeland. I won't stand by and let him ruin the world.
But okay, I thought he was going to walk away from his post.
Congratulations on that whole leading the Inquisition thing, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. Fiona! Have we spoken before?
Greetings, Inquisitor. That is your title now, yes? I should thank you. The way things ended in Redcliffe...
Oh, yeah, no, she's the mage. Never mind. Wow.
You wished. Yet you chose to make us equal partners. I was not expecting that.
You rebelled for good reason.
I'm pleased to hear you say that, Inquisitor. I've been a Grey Warden, Grand Enchanter, leader of a rebellion.
She was a Grey Warden at some
I
point?
am none of those things. Odd where fate takes you, as you're no doubt well aware.
You were a Grey Warden?
You were once a Grey Warden.
Mine is an unusual circumstance, Inquisitor. Normally one is part of the Order until death. But long ago I found myself stripped of what made me a warden.
Because that's supposed to be drinking the blood of the,
But nothing worked. Nor could they figure out
of the
how-
Darkspawn. And that would
So I was
essentially
sent to the
permanently
Circle of
poison
Mages,
you.
The first warden ever to be kicked out. Quite the achievement.
You sound happy about it.
Becoming a warden seemed like a dream when I was first conscripted. Towards the end, however, my brothers and sisters, they felt I had somehow cheated death. I was glad to leave. It also made me unique in the Circle. I had an opportunity to do more than I ever could as a warden.
You mean you began the Mage Rebellion?
I pushed for our vote to free the circles of Magi. But I cannot claim sole responsibility for what followed. Still, despite all the chaos, I would do it again. What happened had to happen.
Everything's well?
I trust everything is well with the mages.
Most are pleased with the Alliance, even if we wonder what will happen next.
Nah,
I'll leave you
carry
to
on.
it.
Before you go, Inquisitor, a question.
An answer.
In Redcliffe, after we left, did you perhaps speak with King Alistair? Considering who you are?
He wasn't in the mood to talk.
It's just that I knew his father, Marek, back when I was a warden.
You want me to smooth things over with him? Introduce you?
No, it's too late for that. I only wanted to know if he was happy. His father had such hopes for him. Don't mind me, Inquisitor. The concerns of an old woman. Nothing more.
But yeah, like the entire idea of being a Grey Warden is you essentially drink the Darkspawn blood and it poisons you. And if somehow the Darkspawn blood has been, the taint of the blood has been removed from your person, you are also kind of disconnected from your fellow Grey Wardens at the same time.
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as assistant to any research concerns. You'll find my skills are exceptional. I hope they prove useful.
What are your abilities?
How can you serve the Inquisition?
I am to aid in the research of all creatures.
Yeah, she is tranquil. She has the mark on her head.
Inquisition.
But she does not sound tranquil.
I remember being fond of animals. I don't remember why.
You were made tranquil.
Yes, I am tranquil. It was necessary due to a willful nature that made wielding magic a dangerous endeavor. I remember that being a difficult time, but I cannot remember why. My skills are well used in my current position.
You're taking over the duties of Maeve?
Yes. She said she was needed elsewhere and that I should serve the Inquisition to the best of my ability.
Also, I have no memory of Maeve.
I wasn't told.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
Not optimal given the facilities. Skyhold should be improved, or our efforts will continue to suffer.
I agree.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor.
I turned in my dream rags. Oh, hello. Liliana, what? Did I call her a different name? Liliana, what she got for me?
I'm sorry.
So am I.
The names of those we lost. You must blame me for this.
I blame Corypheus.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame.
Or are you saying that you're the spy master and you did not know the
Wondering if I had
intelligence?
done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time. I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
You look out for your people. That's a good thing.
Is it? My people know their duty. They know the risks. They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We're better than Corypheus.
All right, let's try that again.
Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread.
You could say that when it comes to comparing myself to other would-be world savers, that we're a rift apart.
I'll leave you to your work.
Yeah. Like, the characters that are advisors, like, they don't necessarily have as much... Actually, yeah, let's see what she says when I talk to her about our possible future.
Nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however, glad that he is with us, even if he was not what I expected. He seems to be a good man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
In Redcliffe, you sacrificed yourself so that I could return here.
Of course I did. Once
Of
for all,
course.
in exchange for a second chance at history. I always loved a bargain.
It was still a sacrifice, and still noble.
And I would do it again.
The Divine's death hit you hard. How have you been feeling?
Oh, you are referring to my outburst in Haven. I am much better now. Justinia was such a dear friend, and there were so many things going wrong.
Sometimes it's best to talk these things out.
I was there when the hero Ferelden defeated the Archdemon. We won the day, and I thought the Makers smiled on me. When the divine
And then I had to keep going in Dragon Age 2. And then Dragon Age 3 released.
I sacrificed so much to do the Maker's work. But now, Justinia is dead. I was angry. I felt betrayed. But I shouldn't have let my emotions get the better of me. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. You were grieving and upset. I understand.
Thank you. Now enough of this. Let us think more pleasant thoughts.
I'll leave you to your work.
All right. Let's also turn off this quest that's on our journal because we're not going to do that. Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ. We've so much to do. So much. Oof. But we still have not. We still am not ready to leave. Skyhold. There's still a few more people to talk to. Let us head out to the front door. Oh my gosh. I think I see Iron Bull from up here. I mean, he stands out, though.
Look at this place. It's a bloody palace, it is.
Also, Solus still hasn't really told us how we discovered Skyhold. How did we discover Skyhold? Why did we know to come here? Haven destroyed by darkest menace. Dire knows from the Frostbecks. The Pilgrim's Sanctuary of Haven, home to the new Inquisition, has been destroyed. Information is still vague, but some believe a dragon resembling an archdemon was involved in the attack. Fears of new blight are now beginning to surface. As the Chantry continues to flounder, some are concerned that Haven's destruction may predict the Inquisition's imminent collapse. However, there is yet hope, as reports indicate that the Herald of Andraste and Inquisition leadership has survived and have found refuge elsewhere. Crier Bellinus. This has been your news from Thetis. Sarah, how are you doing?
So, Inquisitor. It is Inquisitor now, right? Remember that war we talked about stopping? Full of little baddies I can stick with little arrows. That's not a friggin' archdemon, is it? Draste, what did I step in?
I wanted to just punch thugs, not God.
I've apparently been through a lot. But yes, Corypheus was a surprise.
No, a surprise would be, oh, I stepped in dog shite. No one says, oh, a Magister God monster, I'm surprised. Impossible things aren't surprises.
I can't help you if you don't explain what's wrong exactly.
It's got to be nonsense, doesn't it? We're kind of screwed if it isn't. I mean, that Corypheus thing. A Magister, right? Story is, he cracked the Golden City. But that's a hazy dream. If not, Seat of the Maker, real thing. A seat needs a butt, so the Maker, real thing. Fairy stories about the start.
A seat is always in want of a
Real
butt.
things. It's too far, isn't it? I just want to plug the Skyhold rubbish so I can go play.
I need hope, not selfishness. Pick whatever cause you want.
Keep calling it nonsense. That perspective will keep the Inquisition grounded.
Oh, I can do that. Sure could use a few more people shouting no. We fight, the bad things go away, everyone calms down, and everything goes back to normal. A nice, well-paid normal.
You're starting to not sound completely crazy.
I know, scary, innit? So bring 'em on. But first, food. I'm starving.
All right. Vivian, Blackwall. It's just everybody's just hanging out in this courtyard.
It was a mistake to use Haven as a base of operations. The town was completely indefensible.
It was a bad location. We should have moved sooner.
Especially if we knew there was a castle.
It was a miscalculation, one that I'm sure you won't repeat. But the enemy struck a serious blow against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
I couldn't save them all. Corypheus will pay. It worked in our favor. Mind your own business, you stupid. Let's see.
So many people are joining this fight. What if I'm only leading them to their deaths?
Death is a part of war, my dear, and a part of life. We cannot escape it. Those who die for the Inquisition give their lives willingly. The alternative is to forfeit all they cherish to these horrors from the sky. Our enemy advances in
Many will die, but how many of them will really live?
Act first.
After Corypheus destroys everything. 0 people.
You can become the leader the faithful require, but you must do it soon.
Blackwall, what you got for me?
So, this is Skyhold. Come, let's walk the ramparts. I want to examine our fortifications. We'll be able to see Corypheus coming from miles away.
We're safe for now, I suppose.
Corypheus thinks we're beaten. By the time he finds us, we'll be legion.
I know soldiers. I know our soldiers. Corypheus made 100 enemies when he kicked down our door. Let him come. I swear I'll take the twister bastard down, even if I have to die to do it.
I'm grateful for your support.
It's my job, isn't it? Killing Darkspawn. Look, in spite of it all, there is hope. The people flock to your banner. They believe in you. Tell me honestly, are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
There is so little I remember. What if they're right?
Does it even matter? Don't you see what you are to them? Without you, they'd be consumed by despair. We all would. They need you to be Andraste's messenger. It gives them hope. The truth doesn't matter. Listen to me talk. Your time is valuable and I've wasted enough of it.
And you've also left me up top on the ramparts. Actually, where's... Oh. That is a quest. Let us go do a quest. Let's go do an actual quest that we're supposed to be doing. Which might lead us to talk to Hawk. Now, the thing is, I played Dragon Age Inquisition and Dragon Age 2 on the PC. So I don't imagine this game will have a saved version of Hawk, as I created her. Varric? Ah, I was wondering. What is the iconic default appearance for the champion of Kirkwall? I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Inquisitor, meet Hawk, the champion of Kirkwall.
Ma'am?
Though I don't use that title much anymore.
Hawk, the Inquisitor. I figured you might have some friendly advice about Corypheus. You and I did fight him, after all.
Varric, you have nothing to say?
Impressive view. Reminds me of my home in Kirkwall. I had a balcony that overlooked the whole city. I loved it at first. But after a while, all I could see were the people out there depending on me.
You're lucky it was just a single city. I've got half of Thedas.
You're doing everything you can to protect them.
Does it ever get any easier?
I'll let you know. I don't envy you, Inquisition.
I wonder if the Grey Warden is actually going to show up in Dragon
Varric
Age
said that you fought
4.
Corypheus before.
Fought and killed. The Grey Wardens were holding him, and he somehow used his connection to the Darkspawn to influence them.
Corypheus got into their heads, messed with their minds, turned them against each other.
If
The
Wardens
DLC was actually pretty
had
good.
fallen under his control again.
If that's what happened to the Wardens, do you think we can free them?
It's possible, but we need to know more first. I've got a friend in the Wardens. He was investigating something unrelated for me. His name is Stroud. The last time we spoke, he was worried about corruption in the Warden ranks. Since then, nothing.
Corypheus would certainly qualify as corruption in the ranks. Did your friend disappear with
Okay,
them?
you also said you
No.
killed him.
He
You
told
killed
me he'd be
Corypheus.
hiding in an old smuggler's cave near Crestwood.
If you didn't know about Corypheus, what were you doing with the Wardens?
The Templars in Kirkwall were using a strange form of lyrium. It was red. I'd hoped the Wardens could tell me more about it.
Corypheus had Templars with him at Haven. They looked like they'd been exposed to the lyrium you describe.
Hopefully, my friend in the Wardens will know more.
I appreciate the help.
I'm doing this as much for myself as for you. Corypheus is my responsibility. I thought I'd killed him before. This time I'll make sure of it. Inquisitor.
You fought Corypheus.
You said you thought you killed Corypheus.
The Grey Wardens had him imprisoned. They used my father's blood in a ritual to seal Corypheus inside. But he could still reach out and influence the Warden's thoughts. He sent them after me. And I didn't just think I killed him. When the fight was done, he was dead on the ground. Maybe his tie to the Blight somehow brought him back, or maybe it's all Tevinter magic. But he was dead, I swear it.
What has Varric told you?
I assume Varric's been feeding you information about the Inquisition. What did he say about me?
Only good things, I promise. I was a little surprised, actually. Varric isn't one for religion in general, but he thinks highly of the Inquisition. I think the exact phrase was, has a good shot at fixing Blondie's mess.
Where have you been?
Where did you go after the mages rebelled?
I heard the Chantry might be sending an exalted march to Kirkwall to put down the rebellion. I hoped that leaving would save lives and force the Divine to divide her forces to come after me. As it turned out, I needn't have bothered. All the circles started rising up, and the exalted march never came.
Tell me about Anders, who went on to blow up the city.
I'd like to know more about Anders. What was he like?
I don't know if there ever was just an Anders. He was crazy. By the end, there was nothing left in him, except this insane need to start a war no one could win.
I heard you had family and friends in Kirkwall. Where are they now?
When the Wardens began acting strangely, I had my friend Aveline take my sister out of the Free Marches. Isabella and I never believed in being tied down. When I had to go into hiding, she understood. We'll see each other again. Until then, she'll be having fun. But hopefully not too much fun.
We'll talk later.
I'll meet you at Crestwood.
All right. We at least did one quest today. During our wandering throughout Skyhold. Do we have anybody else we need to talk to? I mean, yeah, we got Iron Bull. Let's see, we don't need to go to the war room just yet. Now then, is there a convenient way to get... Were you going to jump off of that wall?
Majestic. How is was a place like this ever lost?
Think of its vicinity to trade routes. Like, consider like the idea of there's a city that it's a growing populace in America. It's got shops, it's got stores, it's got people. People are moving in, but then the train gets built in a different direction, and then suddenly that city starts to dwindle, starts to fall apart because trade stops going to that city. That is why this place was lost. You!
Scout Harding.
Your worship.
What's new?
What's been going on?
Seeker Cassandra came through here, looking like a storm cloud. That's just her face, though, isn't it?
I should go.
How very, Commander Shepard of you. Iron Bull!
So, that Tevinter guy sent you into the future?
Weird, right?
Every time I think I understand magic, the rules change.
I know, right?
I feel like that's an excellent excuse to write into your storyline to allow any future magic things to make sense.
Inquisitor, huh? Well, you've got the fortress for it. Speaking of which, when you've got a second, there's something I want to show you.
What did you want me to come see?
Here, come on. I'll show you.
Why am I dressed like this?
You'll see. Come on. It'll be worth your time, I promise. Evening. Iron Bull. My merc band just joined up.
Tanner. I'm from Jader. Well, near Jader.
Mira. I was guard captain for Lady Pendel. Signed on after shit blew up at the Conclave. Share a drink? Who's your friend?
This is Grim. She doesn't talk much.
Am I magicked so I could look? Is this undercover boss? Is this undercover boss in Dragon Age?
Huh.
So, you ready to kill some demons? Or Venatori? Or whatever that Corypheus asshole is?
This isn't just about killing. We're helping the Inquisitor save the world and build the next empire.
Well, long as I get paid, I'm happy. That's why I signed up.
I just couldn't spend my whole life on a farm. Needed to live a little, you know.
What about you, Mira? Why'd you join up? I thought you were serving some noble.
I saw what happened at Haven. The Inquisitor staring down that monster and his archdemon. I don't sing the chant of light as much as I should. But you can't see something like that and not believe.
Well, Grim and I should find our tents. Thanks for the drink.
Oh wait, hold on. I think I have an option that causes your helmet to be unshown.
But a few faces might help.
It was good to get their perspective.
Yeah. Sounds like we could use an easy win for boys like Tanner. And vets like Mira have seen enough to be wary. You've got a good army coming along. Remember that. No matter what comes next.
So yeah, like, maybe there was an actual cowl being worn in that scene. Cassandra! How are you? I don't know why I'm saving my game so often when all I'm really doing is just talking to people.
You knew where Hawk was all along!
You're damned right I did.
You conniving little shit!
You
Is she
kidnapped
drunk?
me. You interrogated me. What did you expect?
Hey, enough! You're taking his side?
Yes, because Hawk's appearance
We need
doesn't really
someone
matter.
to lead this Inquisition. First, Liliana and I searched for the hero of Ferelden, but he had vanished. Then, we looked for Hawk, but she was gone too. We thought it all connected, but no. It was just you. You who kept her from us.
The Inquisition has a leader.
Hawk would have been at the Conclave if anyone could have saved Most Holy.
Varric's not at fault. Cassandra, back off. Varric, you bastard. What's done is done.
You can't change the past, Cassandra.
So I must accept what? That the Maker wanted
I mean,
to happen?
that's the whole paradox of believing in a higher power. That a higher power that controls everything in life.
Varric is a liar, Inquisitor. A snake. Even after the Conclave, when we needed Hawk most, Varric kept her secret.
She's with us now. We're on the same side.
We all know whose side you're on, Varric. It will never be the Inquisition's.
Attacking him now won't help us, Cassandra.
Ha! Exactly.
And you better not be keeping anything else from us.
I understand.
I must not think of what could have been. We have so much at stake.
And also, Hawk could have probably very easily died there, too. Like, Cassandra wasn't at the Conclave, otherwise she would have died.
You know what I think? If Hawk had been at the temple, she'd be dead too. You people have done enough to her.
I believed him. He spun his story for me and I swallowed it. If I just explained what was at stake, if I just made him understand. But I didn't, did I? I didn't explain why we needed Hawk. I'm such a fool.
You're too hard on yourself, Cassandra.
Not hard enough, I think.
You can't believe that.
I want you to know, I have no regrets. Maybe if we'd found Hawk or the hero of Ferelden, the Maker wouldn't have needed to send you.
And where is the hero of Ferelden?
You're not what I'd pictured. But if I've learned
I think he sends a letter at some
I know
point.
less than nothing.
Alright, let's go talk to Cassandra one more time.
Something is troubling me, Inquisitor. Leliana is receiving reports of mages becoming possessed, Templars going rogue. No one is dealing with these matters. I was hoping we might, before they get worse.
It's our job.
We can certainly look into it.
I will mark these incidents on the map as I learn of them, Inquisitor. And I would be pleased to accompany you if and when you investigate.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Is this another... Oh, jeez. Another checklist, but at least this checklist involves fighting bad guys, I guess. Oh yeah, Cullen. I almost forgot about him. Cullen!
The order was sent?
Yes, Commander.
Oh, and Cole. Stupid hat guy.
This thing is not a stray puppy you can make into a pet. It has no business being here.
Wouldn't you say the same of an apostate?
Inquisitor, I wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his unusual abilities.
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him.
Yeah, he's right there.
These are not the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit.
It is a demon.
If you prefer, although the truth is somewhat more complex.
Cole warned us about Corypheus at Haven. He saved a lot of lives.
And what will its help cost? How many lives will this demon later claim?
In fact, his nature is not so easily defined.
Speak plainly, Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
But you claim Cole looks like a young man. Is it possession?
What do you mean you claim? He's
He has
right
possessed
there.
nothing and no one, and yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he wishes to help. I suggest you allow him to do so.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself. Where is he now?
If none of us remember him, he could be anywhere.
Haven. So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape.
Is this why he wears such a dumb hat? Because he doesn't understand fashion?
Cuts rack me with every heartbeat.
It makes sense now.
Hot, white, pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
That wasn't him, that was the thoughts of the person right over there. Are you alright?
You're feeling their pain.
It's louder this close, with so many of them.
Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable?
Yes, but here is where I can help. Every breath slower, like lying in a warm bath, sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone. Cracked brown pain, dry, scraping.
Okay, how are you helping though?
Here.
Thank you.
It's all right. She won't remember me.
What are you?
Solus tried to explain what you are, but honestly, I stopped listening after a while. Any chance you could explain it?
Yes.
Talk about throwing Solus under the
I
bus.
used to think I was a ghost. I didn't know. I made mistakes, but I made friends too. Then a Templar proved...
Okay, so the giant hat seems purposeful for the presentation and the camera angle.
Everything. I learned how to be more like what I am. It made me different, but stronger. I can feel more. I can help.
If you're willing, the Inquisition could use your help.
Yes, helping. I help the hurt, the helpless. There's someone. Hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Someone make her stop
no.
hurting. Make her, please. The healers have done all they can. It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. Help.
You say he won't die for hours yet, but you can't know that for certain.
His body is failing.
He could recover, or the healers could find another way to help him.
How do you know?
I don't, and neither do you. That's part of life.
Try. I want to stay.
All right. Cullen. Last one on our list. Why is Cole just standing there right next to Cullen?
Send men to scout the area. We need to know what's out there.
Yes, sir.
Commander, soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as
The
well.
guy on his left and the guy on his right look exactly the same.
Now! We set up as best we could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was. With some warning, we might have...
We were all shaken by what happened.
If Corypheus strikes again, we may not be able to withdraw. And I wouldn't want to. We must be ready. Work on Skyhold is underway. Guard rotations established. We should have everything on course within the week. We will not run from here, Inquisitor.
Everyone has so much faith in my leadership. I hope I'm ready.
You won't have to carry the Inquisition alone, although it must feel like it. We needed a leader. You have proven yourself.
You responded quickly to the attack on Haven. Without that, so many more would have died. I'm grateful for any help you can give.
Thank you, Inquisitor. I will do everything I can to ensure the security of our people. You have my word.
All right. Let us go back to the war table. We're going to complete out whatever tasks the advisors were up to. Send them out on new tasks. It has taken a little while for us to just wander these halls. Next time we will go out, we need to... It looks like we're going to have to go for... collect more power before we can actually do any story quests again. Which makes this game almost a little bit like the Saints Row series. Because like the Saints Row series, like especially the first two, the first one especially, you had to gain, like you had to do missions to gain respect, to unlock the ability to do another mission. So you're always doing side activities to unlock main activities. And I think Saints Row 2 had more of that too. Saints Row 3, not as much. They started to have the side activities focus more on conquering areas. Whereas like Saints Row 1 and 2, you had to do those side activities to progress the story at all. The shipment of resources has arrived. A lot of mages just showed up. I hope they're friendlies, because if they're not, we're in trouble. Our troops made good time to Wycombe and entered the valley in force. The Dalish were greatly surprised to see Inquisition soldiers coming to fight on their behalf, but when we broke the line of attacking bandits, the Dalish were quick enough to fight by our side. Our combined forces killed most of the bandits and drove the few survivors away. I doubt they will be coming back, though they were indeed well armed. Duke Antoine of Wycombe offered his gratitude for dealing with the bandits and gave the Inquisition his hospitality while we were near his city. He has promised to ensure that no further harm comes to the Dalish while they're near Wycombe. Alright. Ruffles. First off, you play a mean hand of Wicked Grace. Second, the lead you dug up for me on finding this Bellenforth guy in Kirkwall is starting to show some promise. I got my editor to look around for me. She's a coterie boss, so people tell her things whether they want to or not. She tracked down the poor sod carrying the manuscripts out of Kirkwall. This is where it gets weird. The courier is a magistrate, Lord Werner Camring.
I found the money. The Inquisition will compensate the families of those we lost at Haven.
Thank you.
The coterie won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Maybe you could have a polite word with him for me. A magistrate courier? He has to be involved in something else. Let's find out what.
Inquisitor.
Most cordial greetings. My name is Sebastian Vale, sole heir of the Vale Princes of Starkhaven. I recently retook the throne of this great city from those who sought to gain it through unjust means. As a most devoted adherent of the Chantry, I felt the loss of the most holy Justinia V keenly. I too hoped for a resolution to the terrible conflict that claimed the lives of hundreds in Kirkwall, and now threatens to claim all of Thedas. Oh yeah, Prince Sebastian Vale. He was the DLC ally in Dragon Age 2. I extend Starkhaven's hand in friendship to the Inquisition. Together let us right the wrongs visited upon our world. Like his plot in Dragon Age 2 was like figuring out how to reclaim his house. I will send emissaries through the free marches. Cities have always been independent, earning the support of the most prosperous ones may be to our advantage.
At your service.
Find the warden. Now that you're in charge, there's something I thought I'd bring up. There are Venatori mages out there, lurking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you, since you can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Corypheus's minions. But these particular Venatori have additional significance to myself. For one, I know them personally. I would call them friends, except that it would imply I didn't want them dead, which I do. Since I have an idea where they might be, thanks to an investigation I began before coming south, I thought we could put our heads together and track them down, at which point they would sneer something at you and to Winter, and you would be forced to kill them, which makes everyone happy. You for eliminating a potential threat, me for eliminating men and women too stupid and short-sighted to be permitted continued breath. They would be less happy, but who cares about them? Up to you, my Lady Inquisitor.
Inquisitor?
Yeah, Cullen, you can find them. Next time, we'll go out and do stuff. For now, got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.